Welcome to the first ever Apocalypse Top 5. Now, this isn't going to be a top 5 best weapons. This is basically going to be a top 5 kind of unique different types of weapons that you can basically stumble across every once in a while.
Number 24.
I couldn't really select which one I wanted to be in top 5 or in the 5th spot, so I decided to put the Scar, the AUG, the AK, and whatever else out there, but I'm pretty sure mainly those 3 types of weapons. Now, I do have to say, it's basically pretty common to find a specific weapons, like for an example, a Scar or an AUG in some zombie type of infection games. However, in this game, the AUG, aka the AUG or however you want to call it, and the Scar with the AK alongside the Tommy gun are in this game. And I gotta say, each of these 4 weapons sound very nice, especially with obviously their gunshots and specifically how much damage they do. Whenever I come across either one of these 4 weapons, I'm always like, oh yes, look at this luck I just stumbled across. And also the fact that these weapons don't really spawn that commonly. I mean, out of all of these weapons, the one that spawns the least common is mainly the Scar for whatever reason. I don't know why the Scar is just super rare to actually find. However, whenever I do get one of these 4 weapons, it's always just like a wow, the sound, the damage they do, and just the overall look and appearance of these guns just makes it look like a pretty nice weapon to actually have and to basically see someone actually having. Now, I do have to basically say that these weapons are all, I guess, great on their own scales and like, what's it called? Balancing or whatever, but I do have to say the fact that these 4 weapons are all in the same game and the fact that, you know, they're pure RNG and basically they all do a similarly decent and what's it called, same-ish amount of damage just makes it seem like a pretty good spot to put it on the number 5.
Number 16.
It can't be a zombie game without what do you call a death machine, which is what we call the minigun. The minigun is one of the most iconic zombie killing weapons in the entire zombie genre in movies, video games, comic books, whatever you want, etc. And there's a good reason for it, and that's the fact that this thing is literally a meat grinder. It just destroys a lot of infected zombies, types of hybrid mutations with just devastating amount of damage with a barrage and horde of bullets just spewing out all of its barrels that literally has an infinite sounding amount of ammunition. And gotta admit, this gun is super fun. Every single game that has a minigun is always just say, hey, whenever I see it, it's always gonna be a good time. Especially for me, since, well, having a minigun that is just powerful with a ton of bullets, with a huge amount of rate of fire, and specifically amount of damage, is going to be amazingly entertaining. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that even though this gun is an incredibly common weapon in every single video game, genre, whatever, of zombies, it's always an amazing time whenever you stumble across one, if it's just like a limited time, or if it's like a, oh my god, look at that, a minigun I can use for God knows how long. A minigun is always an amazing find, especially in this game when, you know, luck is kind of is it on your side or not on your side, because when you do find a minigun and you are able to pick it up first, it's always like, oh yeah, these zombies are not going to have a good time, and literally, I gotta admit, it is super fun to always have.
Number 7.
Now we're getting into the unique stuff, which is basically the fact that not many zombie games or infected games or whatever genre of Z games basically have dual wielding weapons, and these dual wielding weapons are typically pistols or like shotguns, not SMGs too often, and that's what's in the number 3 spot. These 2 dual wielding SMGs. Now, just like for whatever reason the minigun, these are pretty rare to actually come across, probably because, you know, RNG, you have to be lucky and stuff like that. However, if you're playing on the mansion, if you go over to the painting in the wall, grab it, you can easily pick it up there. Just it always spawns there, so that's nice. But I do have to admit, these weapons are pretty powerful, especially that they have so much ammo for both weapons, and it's always a weapon that basically is like a plan B or like like backup when you're literally up against the wall at the very end of a corridor and there's just a horde of zombies that are just barreling towards you. You could just pull it out and start just firing, and it's always an awesome time, especially the bullets that just start spewing out and the gunfire. It's just an awesome time, especially when there's a gun on the right and left side of your screen and are just spewing bullets of hellfire raining towards basically in front of you. These two guns are always just, whenever I find them, it's just like an, oh my god, look at these two weapons. These are really going to be just a very fine and fun weapon to actually play around with. And when I mean play around with, no, I don't mean NSFW. I mean actual play around in a lighthearted way, if you know what I mean. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that whenever you come across these weapons are always just a wow, I never thought I would see you again. And I just got to admit, these weapons are so much fun. Even if you do have like a minigun, it's always a weapon that just to bring out to basically prepare yourself for the minigun or whatever. These weapons are just downright fun.
Number 9.
Alright, so I'm probably cheating by putting this one on the number 2 spot, but I gotta. And this is the legendary AA-12. Whenever you see the AA-12 in a zombie game or like a Call of Duty game multiplayer mode, you always think, oh, this is going to be super broken, because if you don't know, this weapon is an automatic shotgun with tons of shotgun pellets per shot that deal heavy amounts of damage that can literally 1 to 2 shot most players, or mainly 2 shot most players. In zombie games, it mostly 2 to 3 shots all of zombies, and it has a ton of ammo with a high rate of fire that literally this weapon is considered a devastating type of weapon to basically always have around, just in case things get dirty. And in this game, this weapon is a god tier gun. I have not seen once where people have this gun and they somehow die with it, because this weapon is so powerful that I'm surprised it hasn't even been nerfed, but probably because this game hasn't been updated in a long time. However, I do have to admit, this gun is super broken. The fact that it one-shots every single infected and can literally target most infected with a one shot. Literally, if there's like a bunch of them in front of your face, just pull it out, shoot once or twice, and boom, they are all gone. This weapon is incredibly powerful with so much damage, and not gonna lie, 60 bullets on the side with 20 bullets in each mag is, holy shit, super powerful. Now, I do have to admit that it is somewhat hard to find since, you know, RNG, and feel like this is one of the most weapons that's just like a, that's weird. How come it always appears for other people, but for me, it never appears? Because this weapon is so powerful. And not gonna lie, whenever you are a zombie and you see someone having this weapon out, you're just like, dear God, that weapon is a fucking devastation of gods.
Number 1.
Check this out.
Not too many games have those special / secret types of weapons in their basic games, rounds, or whatever. However, in this game, I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm talking about, but it is the ray gun. This weapon is obviously from Call of Duty, Treyarch Zombies, and I gotta admit, it is super powerful with infinite amount of ammunition and, well, being able to insta-kill every single zombie that you come across. This weapon is just the greatest to have around, and it specifically is always an amazing reward. So if you don't know how to get this weapon, basically you have to go around the map and find 4 teddy bears that are hidden around the map. Now, these teddy bears, I do have to admit, are not easy to find since they are in the most, how in the hell is that a location place? Because these teddy bears can spawn behind a box on top of like a, a building type, like, you know, in front of it, like, on a balcony. These can spawn literally on a tree and underneath objects. So you really have to be thorough and creative on where you look. And also, I did find this one spot where basically behind the freeway gas station, it's on a, a telephone pole, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Up there? These fuckers are just downright like, time consuming to actually find. However, when you do finally get the ray gun after your hard and treacherous searching, it always feels so rewarding. Now, one of the most easiest maps I found to basically get the ray gun super easily is the sewers, since these fuckers are so easy to spot since this map is pretty small and there's not many places to actually hide these teddy bears, so you can basically find the ray gun there easily. However, I do have to admit, this ray gun is super powerful, and just the fact that this game actually has a secret / special weapon, I just think that it has to be in the #1 spot for being, well, a special weapon.